Hello people, now we are going to interview some teachers and principals on how the outdoor classroom would help. The outdoor classroom would help your students learn.
I think the outdoor classroom will be a great thing for our students. We're excited about the possibility because we can see it as being a tool for all students, K through 5, and it'll give everyone lots of hands-on opportunities to do experiments and explore some things outside and learn just more about just science in general. So we're excited about it.
Thank you. Would help your students get their energy out and settle down.
Well, I think anytime you can be outdoors in a classroom setting is great for kids. It allows them to breathe fresh air and to kind of move around more, and you're not limited to the four walls of a classroom. So it just allows them to breathe in that fresh air and move around and to learn at the same time.
The classroom would help your students learn.
I think my kids will find it really engaging. I think they'll like the hands-on aspect and that they'll really enjoy learning that way.
The outdoor classroom would help your students pay attention.
I think that it would be a change of scenery and they would get fresh air, and change is always good for kindergarten.
Do you like the idea of having an outdoor classroom?
Absolutely. I think anytime you guys, after being cooped up inside all week long, getting outdoors to learn would be the best thing for you.
Scenery would help your students learn.
I think anytime that you get students up and moving, it's going to help them learn because it helps them engage in what you're doing, and it helps them maintain their focus. So if I'm in an outdoor classroom and I'm doing a simulation, for instance, you know, in the classroom you can get up moving, but you're limited on space. An outdoor classroom is going to allow you to spread out, and it's going to get everybody more involved and engaged.
The outdoor classroom would help you teach.
Well, the outdoor classroom could definitely be helpful when I'm teaching science. If I have to teach something that requires us to observe outside, or even just to, get up and move and use some space, it could also help with math. Like right now we're doing measurement, and so we could use the outdoor classroom to measure things outdoors and just kind of, get outside of the classroom. Also, as you know, sometimes sitting in a classroom is pretty hard, even for me, so it's nice, especially when springtime hits, to get outside where it's warm and just have a change of scenery.
The outdoor classroom would help get your students' energy out.
I think kids being able to get outside just changes the way that they see things and will help settle them down because they're not confined to the classroom all the time and seeing the same thing all the time. So I think they would enjoy having that outdoor classroom.
Help your students learn.
I think the change of scenery will help them. It'll help them be more creative, and they'll be able to move around and work in different groups and not just sit at a table quietly. So I just think that kind of change will help them think differently and hopefully get new ideas from each other.
Do you think the outdoor classroom would help your students pay attention?
I think the outdoor classroom would be super beneficial. It's always good to have a kind of change of scenery. To get the students out and in the fresh air, I think would help to calm them down on some days. So I definitely think it would be
The classroom would help your students learn.
I think the outdoor classroom would help our students learn because children thrive organically. They learn by seeing an input that comes into them, not just by being told what to do. They also just get fresh air and vitamins from the sunshine, and it helps them just stay more awake and engaged. They're indoors so much now with video games and movies that they just really don't get to play enough in the outdoors. And as long as it's controlled, then they'll get to explore and learn through play outdoors. And I think that's nothing but beneficial.
The outdoor classroom would help our students out.
Well, I think being outdoors and fresh air and the environment helps kind of clear the mind to be able to take in more information and learning.
Help your students learn.
Well, Nolan, I think the outdoor classroom would be a hands-on learning experience for students. And not only that, I think it would allow teachers to plan creative lessons in the outdoors. I also know that it would be very motivating and inspirational to students and to teachers.
How do you think the outdoor classroom would help you teach?
I think it would absolutely help my students learn from me and teaching them outside into the garden and around plants and getting their hands dirty.
How would help your students pay attention?
Well, one of the things that we know about the brain is that the brain needs a lot of input and information coming in. So when you're outside and you have the whole world around you, what happens is your brain actually produces chemicals that help you to pay attention instead of sitting in a classroom where sometimes it's not as interesting. And you think it would be opposite, that there's not much to focus on, everything's just one thing in the classroom. But the actual act of being outside with the fresh air and in the environment that's natural actually produces chemicals called serotonin, dopamine, and those chemicals are feel-good chemicals, and it helps us to focus and pay attention and also to be very productive and get a lot done. It also helps us to solve problems. So
thank you. Help you teach. That is a great question. Number one, being outdoors is proven to make you happier and healthier, and we want happy and healthy kids here at Nolan. Number two, it's engaging to be outside. It's inspiring to be outside. We want kids that have flexible learning spaces, and to have an outdoor classroom just broadens the way that we can teach here at Nolan. And lastly, I believe being outside encourages creativity. It's inspiring, again, to be outdoors. We could write poetry. We could learn about our environment. Hands-on outdoor learning. I believe in it, and I hope you do too.
Well, I think in this world where we're all technology driven, that the outdoor classroom gives students a great opportunity to experience the natural world. And in turn, if they're learning outside, they're going to develop a love for nature, and hopefully as they grow up, that love for nature will continue, and they'll be good stewards of our environment as adults.
I feel that the outdoor classroom would help my kids learn best because it's very hands-on and interactive, and my kids would enjoy it most because they're with their peers.
Please donate to the outdoor classroom for this wonderful cause.